Welcome back, crafty friends. I have another kind of summery layout it was summertime when we went on vacation to down to Rathman Lake here in Iowa, southern Iowa. And these pictures are of me and my daughter and her son, my grandson. We were floating in the lazy river at the resort down there. And so I decided that I had these wooden letters, and so I am painting on the embossing. What's it called? It's an embossed dauber by Ranger, and so instead of using an ink pad, that I just used a paintbrush and put on a light coat of the embossing liquid here, and I wanted to use the pink raspberry, I believe, is the color that I used from Ranger. And so there I am sprinkling on the embossing glaze. And so I shake it off, and then I decide to move my pieces off of this cardboard piece so I could dump the rest of my powder back into the container to use it for another time. And of course, then you will see me struggle using my my tweezers to not knock off any of the powder and get them embossed. And so unfortunately I wasn't able to hold it up close, but you can kind of see it changing, that it changes from like the powdery look to the glossy look that I was looking for with this powder. That once I get them all done, that I will hold it up and show you what it looks like here. And I thought this was just a fun way to add some, there you go, to add just a little bit of different look, shiny look on my page here. And so the cut file here that I did, I believe this was an older one from Hip Kit Club when I was a member over there. And so I finally got a chance to, it had, I don't even remember what it said at the bottom, but I just cut off whatever the word was at the bottom and put keep calm and so then I put float on is going to be my title, since we are floating around the lazy river. And so these papers are from 49 and Market. It was the Kaleidoscope collection, and so I had these 4 pictures of us, and so I cut them all the same size, and I am going to mat them all on the same piece of paper and not cut them separately. And so that way it will just be one move and appear to be like one full photo. And this layout actually came together fairly quickly. I have that one piece in the background, and then the darker turquoise piece, that one's actually a Vicky Bouton piece, but it did coordinate really good with this collection. And so this piece here that I'm messing around with, I'm trying to decide if I knew I wanted it shorter. I just didn't know which end of the piece that I was going to cut shorter. And ultimately it didn't matter, because then the opposite side, I cut off the opposite end of the branding strip. I happened to have 2 of those strips because I had 2 pieces of that particular paper that it came on. And so here is where I decide that I do need to put the word float, or to use on, with my title, but I didn't have any more O's. So I had to use a Q, and in a little bit you will see me cut the little Q piece off. So there I am. I'm just cutting through that initial cardstock on the top of the letter, and then the rest of it was just foam, so I just had to cut through in several different layers. And there you go, that I Frankensteined myself an O out of a Q. And so now I'm going through my embellishment binder that I have made several of these for different collections for 49 and Market. And I found that I was using more of my product when I would organize them in these folders that I could just flip through when I needed um, a certain kind of embellishment. So I'm going through finding things that I think would work, even though this was more of a uh, more like hummingbird, maybe summer garden type of collection for theme anyway. I was able to find several things color wise that matched really good, and did work on this layout as well for various layers. So there I have my plastic plate of several things that I think I'm going to use, or at least will be auditioning. And you can see in that upper right corner, I've got those two film strips and a tag. And there, I think I'm showing you how old that was. And I didn't catch what year it was, but it was really old, like back probably from when Archivers was still in business. So yeah, and so I did consider using that green ampersand because this collection does have green in it. And I was going to cut off the and as well from the cut file, but I don't know. I just kind of liked how the cut file word and just nestled within the word float. So I did decide to not use that green ampersand on this layout anyway. I think I do use it later on the pocket pages. Um, so I've got two of my cluster areas kind of planned out, and here is the third one that I do use the two strips that I cut off from the sides and put them together to just get the colors that I wanted. And so I'm just using these two tickets. And here is one of the old brads that I used. I did take off the tines, and then um, I just stick on my layout with hot glue, and that seems to work for me. And so this area is just going to be where I am going to journal on here in a little bit. And then I did have a newer collection. I think it was last year's summer collection from Simple Stories. And I did pull off two of the brads from that one, the bigger one that is in the upper right hand corner, and then that tiny cluster that's going to be within the title area. So here I am getting all the little pieces put on here on the side, each of those branding strips. And this just kind of brackets my title area. And now I'm going to get my, just check the spacing for everything. And yep, I decided to go ahead and use my glue press on the cut file, and it really makes it easy to put everything down, that I just kind of put little dabs here and there on the thinner areas, and then it will have a good stick with the rest of it that has the bigger areas that I could put glue on. If you don't have a glue press, I would highly recommend getting one. That they work really great. And I haven't been using Nuvo glue in my refill. That it's still the Nuvo bottle, but I refill it with a different glue, the Scotch Tacky glue. That's just kind of what I've always used. And I don't know, that just seems to work for me for the refill part of it. So getting the rest of my title on. So keep calm and float on, and that is what we were doing. So my grandson Cody, he was pretty relaxed there in the pool and just about fell asleep for a nap. So here are some close-up shots of my layouts. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave those down below. Otherwise, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up and a like and subscribe if you have not already subscribed to my channel. And thanks for stopping by. We will see you next time. Bye.